This is the Muddy Boots Podcast, a podcast for those who have been or are stuck in the mud. Building a community of those who are with each other all the way. Hello and welcome to the Muddy Boots Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 1, so that's super exciting. We're in a new year, which is also really exciting. How are you doing, Roger?
I'm older now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm your host, Matt, and this is your other host, Roger.
Hello.
In case you didn't know.
Yes.
I know you've been watching for a while, most of you, but we have some new viewers as well, so we want to let you know who we are. Mm-hmm. I'm here at the Y on the board, also pastor the church that meets at the Y. Roger is the VP of everything.
Evidently, yes.
What do you do here, Roger?
You know, people ask me that every day, and we still don't know.
Okay, so you're still trying to figure it out?
Yeah.
After all these years?
After all these years.
How long have you been here?
Since 2006. Let's do math. That's 18 years.
That was quick math.
Well, 6 from 24.
I'm not,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the youngsters out there wouldn't be able to do that without writing it down. Common Core.
I have no idea.
It's new math.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so you having a good year so far?
Back in the day, we just had tablets, so it was harder.
Right.
You didn't want to chisel if you didn't have to.
I understand.
So, yeah. Okay.
You're another year older.
I am another year older.
How does that feel?
Good. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You feeling good?
I do feel good. Yeah, I do. I feel like finally I've come through the back half of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel healthy. I feel positive. Things are good.
Good.
So, yeah. How about you?
I feel relatively good.
Good.
A new year is good for me. I like the reset.
Mm-hmm.
I like to, not just for health purposes, but
Sure.
spiritually, emotionally, like all of it. This time of year actually energizes me.
Does it?
Yeah, I start thinking about the future. I start thinking about goals, all those types of things.
Yeah.
And it does help. There's been a couple deflating weeks of football, so I wanted to start maybe by talking about that.
Well, you're from San Diego, right?
We've already done this. We don't need to go there. I'm from Huntington Beach.
That's right.
I like the Miami Dolphins.
You do.
We're just going to leave it there. Okay?
That's it?
If you want to hear more about that, you can go back and listen a couple episodes ago.
Or more.
Yeah, I don't even remember when we talked about it.
I don't
but it was a long time.
That's right.
But the point is that Miami started out the season hot, right? It was the hottest offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Still has some of the best stats in the NFL as far as the offense. But
that's what happens when you play high schools.
But we had a couple bad weeks these last 2 weeks, especially.
Did.
Baltimore pummeled us.
Yeah.
And then the Bills beat us.
Yeah.
So, and then we're riddled with injuries.
Riddled.
I mean, there's so many injuries
Riddle
right now.
me this.
Yeah, but we're going to the playoffs. We made it to the playoffs.
Oh, good.
It's been 22 years since we've made the playoffs 2 consecutive years in a row.
That's amazing. Ask me how the Bears did.
How did the Bears do?
I don't care.
I think the Bears are in.
I think they're getting their number 1 draft pick this year.
No, they almost made it in.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
It was close.
Uh-huh.
They did better than you think.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway,
Go ahead.
I guess the reason why I bring that up is I'm wearing my Dolphins gear. I'm hoping we're going into Arrowhead, which is supposed to be record low weather, like 10 degrees or something, or below 10 or something like that. Mm-hmm. There's never been an NFL game played lower than this, apparently.
Well, what about the Green Bay Dallas game in 1970 or something?
I don't know what degree was it.
It was the frozen tundra
Okay.
game. It was terrible.
Well, maybe, I don't know. It's the Talking Heads. I just heard them today. They were talking about it. So.
Well, who knows? I wasn't. I don't care.
Anyway, it's crazy. It could be one and done, but I'm hoping that when we come back the next time that I'm saying, hey, it's fun to watch the Dolphins go into the Super Bowl this year.
That's right. That'd be good.
However, I don't know that that's going to happen. The reason why I bring that up is
I'm just trying to be supportive.
I know you are. Injuries, right?
Sure.
You played football.
I did.
And you know about I mean, you know intimately about injuries, but maybe before the big injury, because we talked about that was it's part of your story, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure you dealt with injuries throughout your football career.
I did.
Yeah. So I think a big part of just sports in general, but is playing through adversity.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us, I think, going into the new year, we're playing against adversity, right? We have a lot of things stacked up against us.
Sure.
Whatever it might be.
Whatever that is, yeah.
So what's the mindset of, maybe if you can harken back to your football days, what's the mindset of playing through that injury, through adversity? You know, what do you have to do mentally to prepare for that kind of thing?
Well, one, you got to want to play. You got to want to play bad enough to where I'll push through. I'll just push through. Tape me up.
Yeah.
You know, let's go. And so, I mean, without the will to want to, or the desire, right, to do whatever it is you want to do, you won't do it. I mean, my big thing when they replaced my shoulder was I wanted to paddle my canoe.
You had a why.
I had a why. I was 2.5 months ahead of schedule because I wanted to paddle that canoe.
Right.
So every time I was doing the PT, whatever it was I was doing, no matter what the pain level was, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I wanted to paddle that canoe.
That's, yeah. And you do what it takes.
You do what it takes.
In order to get to that goal.
Absolutely.
So what about someone who's having a tough time wanting to play? I think that's why we exist, right? Kind of why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
That's why we started it to begin with, for the people who are stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
Another way to say that is, I don't know if I want to get up anymore. Like, I don't know if I want to play through adversity. I don't know if I want to. I feel too stuck to do that. You know, what do you say to them as a teammate?
Well, that's where the support comes in, right? I mean, you know, we talk about, I mean, this hurt. This hurt as much as anything. And there was times when you wanted to cheat, right? You wanted to let up, but you needed people in your life to go, remember why you're doing this, right? And, you know, even now let's go on to the other side. Now, me and pain, I'm intimate with pain.
Yeah.
I'm good with pain. Pain doesn't bother me. I'm weird. I know people say I'm whatever. I'm the guy that goes to work after surgery.
Right. Which you do. I
tend to do. I don't know why. People have their theories and hypotheses and I don't know.
Right.
I'm just strange. But the Achilles heel for me is the mental, emotional piece, right? It's loud in my head,
right?
And the enemy can talk pretty convincingly, right? And it can get to the point where you're going, I don't even want to get out of bed. What's the point?
Right.
I'm unlovable, not worthy. What's the point? Right? And you're stuck. You are stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
Well, you need somebody to come alongside and grab you by the arm and go, let's go, dude. We're getting out of here.
Right.
And not let go, right? I'm with you all the way came from there.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what that is. And I've always felt it was a twofold thing with, that old American thing, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, right? Well, let somebody know you feel it. Well, yeah, that's not the way it always works.
Right.
Right? You know this. So I got to be in tune enough with Matt to know Matt's not on his game today.
Right.
What's going on? Why?
Yeah.
What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Right? So it's not just Matt pulling himself up by his bootstraps and saying, hey, I need help. It's Roger coming alongside saying, I see you.
Yes.
I see you're stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come alongside you.
Right. Which is
that's community.
Yeah, and it's not so dissimilar from what's actually the case even today. You know, I think, at least I know I come in here with a plenty amount of just, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? In
absolutely.
life.
Yeah.
And so like, and we don't want to ever hide that. It's part of
who we are,
and what we want to do here, and create that vulnerability
right.
and hope that our community reciprocates
right.
that.
Right.
And we'll talk about, we've got a name for our community now.
Yeah, we do.
Which is fun. So, and all this is leading into that, by the way. This is, you know, this is an unintentional conversation. There's a reason why we're talking about this.
Although I have absolutely no idea where he's going because he doesn't tell me.
I don't. And that's intentional also, because I think you like it better that way.
I kind of do.
You're kind of, you know, you're kind of like the surprises
I do. And it's like a birthday every podcast.
It's the dance, right? You like the dance.
Don't step on my
You're all
toes.
about the process, right?
I am.
Anyway, so like, you know, coming into today, wanting to be energetic and, you know, excited and all that. But I mean, that's not necessarily reality.
No.
I can be energetic and, you know, obviously.
So we can turn it on.
Yeah. But I don't want to do that.
I don't feel like turning it on.
Right, necessarily.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think sometimes the misnomer is that I have to turn it on in order to press through adversity. So like for some reason we think that, well, that person's not pressing through if they're not wearing some sort of a mask. That
That's now you're into it, right? Yeah. When you say you got to turn it on to press through adversity, you're just hiding and masking. You're not being your true, authentic self.
Right.
Let's be our true, authentic selves.
So in other words, I'm not pressing through adversity. I'm just masking it.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like taping up an injury. And
I played half a season on a broken ankle. They just made a cast out of it.
Right.
You know, maybe I shouldn't have done that because that thing's kind of a mess now.
Yeah. Right. Maybe should have rehabbed it, actually gotten it healthy. And
well, my running joke is maybe it would have been cheaper if I would have just paid for college the first time. Just saying.
No one thinks about that in hindsight, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It may have been cheaper in the back end.
Where the hell were you?
Now.
Where the hell were you when I thought I was 6'4", 240?
Right.
Going, hey, dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We all learned, right?
Yeah. Some of us slower than others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some of us more costly than others.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay though.
I guess.
So really, I mean, the whole pressing through adversity thing is being honest with each other and letting us help each other through the adversity, not just trying to press through it ourselves.
No.
I mean, that's why team sports are team sports.
Yes.
It's not one person. It's not relying on them to do everything. We have to do it together.
Yeah.
So coming into the new year, I think that's important for our community to know is that, you know, we're the Y's here to help surround people with a support system.
Absolutely. You know, that's the thing you know, when we talk about everything that we've got, right? Well, it's all around the wholeness of the person. And part of that is your mental and emotional and spiritual health. And we bring people in to do that. And we're here with people. I mean, it's weird. I know people don't really understand it, but if you don't show up for a few days, we're calling you. Mm-hmm. We actually kind of want you here. You know, where the old gym model was we get your membership and never show up so we can get more memberships and never have anybody here.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's always a machine available because they don't show up and we're not asking. Well, we want people here.
Right.
You know, we just did a memorial on Sunday for my buddy Bill.
That's right.
Yep. I mean, yeah.
And that he was a Y member. A lot of Y staff were there. A lot of Y members. Were there at his memorial.
Yeah, and there's people from all over the world.
Yeah,
chiming in from Zoom. He was quite the guy.
Right.
Yeah. Which
is cool that the Y is. That's another thing that the Y is doing is coming alongside somebody's grief.
Well, that's a lot of it.
A lot of it.
We do that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we're just doing crazy stuff all the time. I just got done taking a busload of clothing down to a homeless ministry and finding out that they had too many women's and kids' coats. So I called another homeless ministry and said, hey, do you have enough women's and kids? No. Do you want some? Yeah. So we're going to get, waiting for them to get their stuff together, and I'll take that over to them.
Man, that's cool.
To do that.
Right.
I mean, it's just, Yeah.
Yeah. And that's real community. That's building community throughout the community too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because you're letting them help other people and then who aren't necessarily in contact with each other.
No.
You're making the contacts, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So it's about resilience, right? That's part of what we're talking about. We're talking about becoming more resilient people together.
Yes.
So we had a number of names that came around.
We did.
That we could call this community of people, what we call each other. Mm-hmm. And there were a couple front runners. There's some honorable mentions. I'd like to bring the first honorable mention and lay that at the...
Muddy Shorts didn't make it.
I don't even think that was a
I just thought about it.
community. Yeah, I didn't even think of... Yeah, anyway. No, Muddy Buddies is going to be laid to rest.
Yes.
And sadly, sorry, Sarah, that's my wife. That was her baby, and she nursed it through 8 episodes. Yeah. Hoping for the best. Yeah. And we don't play favorites here.
No.
So we wanted the best name to come out of it.
We did.
Not just the name that is associated with my wife.
Exactly.
So we landed on Mud Skippers.
Yes. And why did we?
Well, there's a few reasons why. We heard it. It was actually came about on, I think it was episode 7 that we started talking about that name, and Jennifer Lawrence was with us. She was our guest. Yeah. And we were talking about it, and it came up in that episode, Mud Skippers. And I started to talk about what a mud skipper is. Mm-hmm. And all three of us almost instantly just looked at each other and said, man, that's it. That's it. Like there was no,
that's it.
Yeah. And I think as people hear it and understand it, they'll understand why that's it. Mm-hmm. But the mud skipper is a fish that
has lungs,
walks on water. I mean, walks on mud. Yeah. And
he actually comes out from under the mud and comes up.
Yeah. And it's known for its resilience.
Yes.
And its ability to, I guess, adapt and exist in very, very uncomfortable environments.
Right.
And I mean, that alone explains what we're doing.
It does. And it had nothing to do with the fact that after this episode airs, you're going to have an awkward conversation with Sarah about why we didn't pick mud.
Well, Muddy Buddies.
Muddy Buddies.
Yeah. That wasn't a consideration. Maybe for you it was.
Oh no, I'm just maybe.
I think there's a piece of you that wanted me to have that conversation with Sarah.
I don't know why you say that.
Oh, I don't know either. I think if anyone knows you, they might figure it out.
Yeah, they might.
But regardless, I actually agree. I think that
I thought it was perfect. When you said it, I went, wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Now, they have big eyes.
They do have big eyes.
They're kind of ugly.
They're boogie.
Or maybe they're cute. I don't know. Like
all in how you look at it.
Yeah, it is all in how you look at it. I'll probably flash a photo here of what they look like. Mm-hmm. Maybe that'll become part of the logo. I don't know. I think that it should. There should be something more to it. But we are mud skippers.
Mud skippers, friend of show.
Yeah, and that's what we want to be. Is mud skippers. We don't want to get stuck in the mud. We don't want to be, I guess, overwhelmed by the environments or situations that we're put in. We want to get through them.
Yeah.
And get through them together.
Yeah.
So, mud skippers.
I like it.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Maybe a short video clip watching it going,
You want me to throw in a little?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Just doing something.
What else have we got to do?
While we're talking right now, like people can see this mud skipper doing some weird stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Across the table.
Yeah. What I gotta do is like special effects here. That's going. That's
You're not gonna CGI this.
No, that's next level stuff. I'm not gonna do that.
It's too much work.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. So your representation of the.
I just see it in my mind.
You do. I know you
this
do.
Thing running back and forth.
You see a lot of things in your mind.
It's loud.
Yeah. So let's talk about the new year. We've got a new year. Yeah. We've got people who are making resolutions.
We do.
What do you think of Give me your opinion on resolutions. I'd love to hear it.
You know, I don't really make resolutions anymore. I did.
You did.
When I was younger, sure. And ask me how many I kept.
I could probably guess, but I'm going to ask. How many did you keep?
None.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same here, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, it just... So... And it got to the point with me where it was like a resolution is all about Roger. It's all about me. And I'm going to do this all on my own.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Then I got into spiritual fasting and being more open and excited about what, through all this experience, what I'm going to get to see God doing.
Right.
Less of me, more of him. Right? And that's been a lot more fun, I think, for me.
What does that look like for you? What is like a typical? Is it the same every year?
No, I've typically I'll do an all liquid fast.
Okay.
Usually it's soups or something like that for 30 days. Mm-hmm. This year, I'm really not sure what we're fasting again. Lori wants to do the Mediterranean diet for our fast. Okay. So I think we're not eating any like
meat.
Yeah, we're eating fish. We can eat fish.
On the Mediterranean you can, huh?
Yeah, you eat fish, but there's no chicken, beef, or pork.
Dude, I can't even eat fish. Like the only protein I can eat is tofu. Well, I mean, as far as something that resembles meat.
Are you what right now on your fast?
On the fast. Yeah.
What fast are you on?
We're doing the Daniel fast.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is veggies and fruit essentially, nuts and
that's fine with me too. Those are great.
It's fine. Well, it's a good. Okay, I'll say this: it's a good fast.
It is a good fast.
I'll never do it as a diet.
Okay.
It wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, I mean, I could do the See, that's why I'm having a hard time with this whole Mediterranean is a fast thing.
Right, because it's a diet.
Because I like Mediterranean, and I could just eat this all the time. And so
you like it?
I do.
See,
that's Sam I am. That's Sam I am.
I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I feel like a fast should be something you don't.
Well, I have one question about.
Okay.
And help me. Maybe you can answer it because no one else. Why is a fast so slow?
I can't answer that question.
No.
I
mean, why do we call it a fast if it's slow?
I don't know.
Why don't we just call it what it is? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to slow for 30 days.
I don't know.
And then in the morning I can break slow.
Are they the same? That one got me. Are they the same?
I work for it.
Like, are the words fast and fast like
they're both spelled the same
in the
FAESTLP
different languages? Okay, let's go with different languages.
Let's go with different languages.
You know different languages, so
well, I do.
I want to talk about what
I'm not sure if I know fast in different languages. I don't know everything.
I'm just curious if, like, let's say, for instance, in the Greek, if Paul ran fast and we're going too fast are the same word.
Probably not. If I know the Greek.
Probably not, right?
No, they'd be two separate words.
Okay, so there's got to be something to that where the English language sucks, right? We know this.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I love my wife.
Yeah, but you love us differently.
Very different loves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So
I don't know if they do.
Well, I'm gonna just leave it.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. It really is.
You just stop it right now.
So I'm saying that the words are, I mean, who knows if we're just dumb.
Well, I know. Why do you think we're doing this?
So that's slow. That's the whole thing. Maybe that's slow. I just gave you an answer.
You did. Good for you.
Yeah.
Give me knuckles.
Field goal.
Boom.
Yeah. So a fast, not slow, but a fast.
Yes.
It should be hard, I feel like. I mean,
it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And so if you like the diet that you're on, not so sure it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, other than the fact that someday along the way, I'm going to eat chicken and beef again.
Me too.
So I can see that.
Okay.
You know. Yeah.
Why do we fast?
Well, because we're slow.
I'm going to ask two questions.
Okay.
From our Christian worldview, you and I.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we fast?
We do something difficult, something that gets us out of the ordinary
Mm-hmm.
and outside of ourselves. And we're supposed to be focusing on God the whole time we're fasting.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
And so it's a spiritual awakening, enlightening, going to a next level type of thing.
Helps redirect our focus back to God, because we're thinking, why am I hungry? Oh, it brings my focus back.
Yeah. I'm not sure how well in America today we actually do that. And sometimes I think it's just kind of a rote thing, especially in our worldview. Hey, it's January 1. Let's all fast. Right. Why? Because we ate too much over Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Sure.
I mean,
exactly.
Why are we doing it then and not in March?
Because I want to make sure that I'm hearing God and not the pizza that I just ate.
Yeah, I'm sure between the two, if you just ate the pizza, you're going to hear that more.
Yeah, probably.
Because God's a whisper.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure the pizza is.
That's true. So how does it help? Like, let's say, how would it help a member of our audience who isn't a Christian? Just someone who is wanting to start the year off right.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's another, I mean, we were just talking about a worldview.
Yeah, that's why I asked two questions.
So, I mean, anybody can fast. Anybody, but the thing of it is understand the why behind the what. Because if you're fasting just to lose weight, you're just dieting.
Right.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with dieting.
Sure.
I'm just saying that if you want to do a fast, it's because you want to learn to focus on something. It's to help you focus. It's a meditation technique. It's, and there's a lot of books and everything else on that, right?
Yeah.
And so, but that's why. If instead of making a resolution, learn to wait with expectancy.
That's good.
Because it's more fun.
Yeah. And we're always in, to quote kind of something that has become an inside joke to us, but it's learn to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
And just because it's a new year, although, exciting, because there is a, natural reset to, it's the first of the year, it's a new year, there's new things, new possibilities, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it does orient people to goals and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's make a plan, work the plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then enjoy the journey.
Right.
I mean, the whole thing with all of this is if you're just rushing to the end, what are you really doing? Because you're not enjoying any of it. And when you get to the end, what are you going to do? Sit there?
Right. Which is kind of what a resolution, it's why we quit our resolutions,
right?
Because we're expecting that there'll be just an immediate change or result and it doesn't happen. So we're like, I give up.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
No.
Because not really in it for the process, which a fast really puts you in it.
Yeah. You've got to be willing to do the process.
Right.
And the process is why you're there.
Yeah.
It's not the end result. It's the process.
Yeah. And it kind of clears your mind, orients your mind towards more goal-driven, purpose-driven life rather than resolution-driven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which it's just tough as humans. Resolutions.
Well, like I said, you're up against your own willpower, right? You're doing things. Here's the thing. It's the Nebuchadnezzar principle, right? I love this one, For those of you in the church, you'll understand this more, but I'll explain it to those outside. It's Nebuchadnezzar was this guy a few thousand years ago, and the Daniel fast.
Yeah.
So Nebuchadnezzar had a dream about this statue, and nobody could figure out what the dream was about. So they go and get this kid named Daniel, teenager, and Daniel interprets the dream for him. And at the end of chapter 1, right? Nebuchadnezzar is like, oh, your God is the great God. Oh, I submit everything there is to him. He is the God of gods, right?
Yeah.
Paraphrasing, but you'll get the gist.
It's close.
Yeah. Chapter 2 starts. No context, nothing. Nebuchadnezzar built a statue of himself and said, if you don't bow down to this statue, I will kill you. Well, let's pause, take a breath, take a day, Tyler. There was trouble in paradise. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have gone to all of that if there wasn't trouble in paradise, right? The peasants are revolting, all of that stuff. But instead of going to God and saying, hey, I need help, I don't understand this. No, I can do this on my own, right? I'll do this. Well, it doesn't work out for him. So he goes back to God. So you have this undulation, this wave, right? Going to God, I can do it on my own. Going to God, all the way through. It's the Nebuchadnezzar principle. And that's kind of what the, New Year's resolution is.
Yeah.
I don't need God. I can do this on my own. Oh, crack. I can't do this on my own. I can, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
As counselors, we have this, and I'm always sitting there going, well, how's that working out for you?
Not well.
Not well. And so.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I didn't put those two things together, that he acknowledged God at the end of chapter 1, and then boom, like just went right for his own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I see that in my own life. I've seen that before.
I do it too. I mean, we all do it. I gave it a name.
Yeah. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
It's a good name.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So 2024, lots to look forward to.
Yeah.
Lots of podcasts to do. I'm looking forward to that. I think one thing we wanted to do too is we wanted to hear from our listeners.
Right.
We want to know what do you want to talk about in 2024? What kind of conversations can Roger and I have that will bless you, that will maybe there's some hard stuff that you're going through, you just want some advice.
Yeah.
I don't know
if we have advice.
Yeah, I don't know if we have advice.
We can talk about it.
Sure.
And all of that. Yeah. And we got some guests coming on later.
Yep. We wanted to do a couple solo podcasts up front.
We're going to do some solos, yeah. But yeah,
I think we like this dynamic. The conversation we've come. I remember like episode. I don't know if you remember episode 1. Turning on the cameras, looking into the camera, looking awkwardly into each other's eyes /
because he loves
Mike, and like not knowing what the heck to do.
Yeah,
and now it feels kind of good. Like I look forward to these conversations now.
Yeah, I do too.
I didn't know what it was going to be like.
I have no idea what it's going to be.
And each time it's going to be a little bit different. But
yeah. So, I mean, even the Lawrence, when we were up in Ridgefield, she went, oh my gosh, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, people who have a hard time
in front of a camera. Yeah.
Jinx.
Double dog, whatever.
Whatever. I think you owe me a Coke already because I said Jinx.
Is that what that means?
I think. But if you say Jinx and then you like count down a certain amount of I don't know. It's a stupid game. I don't know what it is.
Somebody tell us how to play this game. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know. No. But the game I am looking forward to, Roger, is Saturday night football, Arrowhead Stadium, Dolphins versus Kansas City Chiefs. Dolphins come up with the win, 24-21.
Well, how'd you pick that number?
It's the number I want. It's just in my head. It's the number that I want. Okay.
You're not on FanDuel, are you?
No, this is just my own thing.
Like, oh my God, do we have to talk about that?
Yeah, and then but it's going to be 24-0 at the half.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Still have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You like that?
Sure. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So anything you wanna say? Looking forward to 2024.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff? I mean,
just I've got another new title or something like that. I don't know if
again.
Well, it's community development. Did we talk about that? I can't remember. We talked about so many titles.
Well, the last time we had a conversation, that you were the VP of everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was anything else that they could add to you.
Well, that's part of everything. It's one of my jobs.
So we can still put that on your title card.
Yeah. Perfect. But I get to go around talking to all these communities where the Y isn't.
Oh, we haven't talked about this.
Yeah, and seeing where there's a symbiotic relationship, how we can come in and help, fill a niche, whatever it is.
Nice.
To build community, because I don't know, for a long time it seemed like you got to build a building and then we'll show up. No.
Yeah.
I don't need a building to do what we do. Usually it's the community that ends up wanting a building with a pool and a weight room. Or I can do everything with my little bus with the speakers on the top.
Okay, I wasn't expecting to go here, but because I was close to wrapping up, but I feel like we need to just broach this one little thing real quick.
And we can talk more later.
Yeah, humans. This is a human thing, because I noticed this with the church too.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes it becomes all about the building.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, but with any organization,
Yeah.
it's like, well, you're only a substantial, like, legit business if you have
brick and mortar,
right?
Yeah.
Or you're an organization that's worth something if you meet in a building or have a building, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, a .com should kick that out.
It should, but I feel like there's still a mindset that.
And for a gazillion years, we said we're a movement,
right?
Not a building.
Yes. And now there's something weird about this building. And I see the correlation between what you're trying to do with the why, what we're trying to do with the church.
Why without walls?
Yeah. Because the church shouldn't be about the walls.
No.
The why shouldn't be about the wall. Really, any organization is about people, the people that we impact.
Yes.
And the communities that we're going into to make change and make better and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's cool. It clicked in my mind that it's almost like a human thing, a human endeavor to want that substantial, like, I can touch this.
Well, it's a resolution. They don't want the journey. They just want the end result.
Right. And if we build a building and we have a foundation or whatever we want to call it, then we've done something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how can we apply that to our everyday lives? Because I feel like that right there, there's a principle in that I think each of us can walk away with.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of different ones. I retired from Fox, right? And, but I used to tell my students because they were all about their GPA. It was, I said, the only time I was ever worried about my GPA was when I was in school. You know how many people asked me what my GPA was when I got out of grad school? Nobody. 0. Yeah. The old adage of, what do you call the guy that graduated last in med school? Doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we walk through all of this stuff of just enjoying the journey.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it with relationships all the time. Sometimes in my relationship, it's like so wrapped up in are we okay? Right?
Right.
To instead of just enjoying each other and now here's with me, right? Because I'm the unlovable, unworthy of love guy, right? Is something in my head. I perceive something, and then it's, you don't love me anymore.
Right.
See, proved my right. I was right the whole time. The little voice says, right? Told you, you know. And it's like, no, that's not true. And let's have a conversation. Let's talk.
One little thing,
Yeah, let's talk it out. That's like a superpower. If you can talk it out, you go, oh, yeah, no, that's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just part of the journey of everything. And so, whether you're in school and you're worried about grade, don't worry. Really, do your best, but don't get all twigged out if you don't get A's all the time or whatever.
The journey really is knowing you did your best. It's like you pressed into it and you did.
Yeah. And are we going to make mistakes? Do you always get a perfect paper? No. Do you always get a perfect test? No. Mm-hmm. Do you always do the exact right thing in a relationship? No.
Do you ever make a mistake at work?
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I talk about giving each other grace and giving ourselves grace a lot. Because we all got this little thing in here screaming at us.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we let it scream, and I'm the only one knows that it's screaming, that's not going to work out. And I'm not fun to be around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the thing. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey of work. Enjoy the journey of getting into better health. Enjoy the journey of a relationship. Enjoy the journey of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the journey.
Man, that's awesome. I think that should be a mantra for a lot of people walking into 2024. Let's just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
And the sorrow's going to come. There's going to be times but we can enjoy it together.
Yeah. Just relax.
Yeah.
And be okay with it.
Right.
Just back her down a notch or two. Or 3 or 4, depending on where you're at. Right?
There's some pretty high-strung people out there.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, it's easy to get wrapped around the axle on something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great place to end this one.
I do too.
Good. Why the accent? Just
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's like I walk into the Y. We have a front desk person named Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Yeah, and I walk in and go, "Why, it's Hannah May."
Right.
Right?
Yeah, she's not from the South.
No.
She doesn't have an accent.
No. And I always, where's that pecan pie? And she doesn't make pecan pie.
No.
I don't know why I do these things.
I don't either, but I enjoy it.
I do too. It's loud, man.
I enjoy the journey with you, Roger.
I enjoy the journey with you.
Thank you.
Matt.
All right.
I know.
Okay, cool. Well,
hey, God bless everybody.
Yeah, so please like, subscribe, share, and do us a favor. When you comment, just let us know some things. Like, what do you want to talk about? What do we want to talk about? And again, if you have a why story that you would love to share, obviously we're not promising we're going to let everybody on, but if there, we'll talk and we'll see if there's an opportunity for you to come on and
absolutely
and share your story.
If there's something you're struggling with, let us know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. So we're here for you, with you all the way.
Yep.
And we love you. Have a great week.